Hey folks, welcome back. So here we are, December 16th, 2022. We have the loop playing, and we've had a bunch of we've had 23 CMEs class solar flares in the last 48 hours. This uptick is incredible. Here we have more of these objects captured. There's one right there. Some other weird activity going on. If you watch this little spire up here, this one, something comes down the spire and goes into the sun. So that one's weird. We have these little branches that are coming out of nowhere. Something else I want to point out is this dark region right here where there's no, right here, there's a dark region where there's no activity. And then watch these two flares just all of a sudden start spurting material right here. So I'm watching this area real closely right in here, this dark area, because that's what we're looking for, is missing light. Then over on this side, you can see we've had this CME come off here. It begins with the CME already underway and an object leaving right there. So we'll cover that one. There's something going on in this one here. And we have a couple of sun diving comets again, you guys. These sun divers are back. And they're heading in the direction of this black area here, too. So, a lot to cover tonight. So, let's just get into it. We'll get to the first frame here. Okay, back up just a few. There's our first frame right there, 024. Okay. So, as you can see, we have a CME already underway. Another M-class solar flare right here. And here's our object right here, round object right in the center. And as we start going forward through this, you'll see there's our little object right here, this little black core. And you can make out the round magnetic field around it here. Not many shots of it, but here, let's go in real quick while we got this frame up. And we'll zoom in on this for you guys. And pull it up. Let's get this out of the way. So here's our object right here. You can make out its round magnetic field around it right there. So we start off with this object already underway and streaking out of the frame as we open up this series here. Then over on this side, we have something else going on. And let's back it up a little bit. It appears to be in this white image is the actual event. There's a little round object right in here. Over on this side, you can make out the darker spot in here a little bit. And I'll get this out of the way. Then as we progress through this some more, here comes the ghost image. This black streak is the ghost image of that white streak at first. And right here, you can make out our little round spot right here. It's actually out here now. This is the ghost image of the frame before. And then it follows it out. And then we have this weird little arm reaching down right here. And over on this side, in the darkness, it looks like our little object's right about in there. Let me just zoom in real quick over here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And we'll pull it up a little bit. Right here is our little object. You can make out this little darker spot and all the plasma here. So we have another object causing another CME there. And let me back out of this a little bit more. Okay, so we've had two objects, 1, 2 now, passing out. So that'll be actually 2 and 3 because our first object was 1, then 2 and 3. And then we have this weird little thing going on up here. This little straight spire coming out of the top of the sun here. Something comes up to it and then comes right down it. See it going right down it right there? Now if I back it up, it goes out. But then we go forward and you see it go down that spire and go in. Backing it up. Okay, so we're watching this little spire right here. And you know what? Let's pull it down, zoom in, so you guys can see much clearer what I'm talking about. Alright, now pull it out of the way. Now. Okay, you see that? Something comes down this little spire right here. Okay, so that's a new little event. I mean, usually we're seeing round little balls or whatever. Last night it was a little wave type structure. And now we're seeing it hit these streaks and then come down the streak. So one more time here. And you can see like right here in the middle is where it separates. One goes up and one goes down. See that? So it's one of these separation events, but this time it's on this little streak. See how it separates and goes down in, and one goes out into space. So we had another little strange, something new happening, some kind of new activity there to report on. And then as we go, we've had this little spire now come out. And if you watch over here, you can see on this red side, it was all dark here until this little thing, jet, comes and starts just spewing stuff out. Now here's a secondary jet spewing stuff out. These two jets seem to be almost reaching out to something. I have a feeling this dark patch, we might see something come from in between these two jets. We'll see what happens here soon, but now that they've formed, it seems to be something going on in that area. Now, I'm back up real quick. See how dark it is right in this area? And then all of a sudden we have this jet come out, this nice CME come out. It has a small little object in it, but it's very faint. And then up here, this new jet of material coming out. So both of these are ones that I'm going to be watching now. See if something happens in between here. These bright spots I'm also watching as well, because they have a tendency to point at stuff. Now, for our sun diving comets, maybe down here in the corner here, or over on this one, you can make out the little sun diver coming in. So let me back up a little bit, because we had two of them. And let me find the first one here. Bear with me. There it is. It's really faint, so we're going to zoom in on it here. Okay, down in this little area here, we're going to have a little sun diving comet come in. It's right there. Let me back it up. See right here coming in. Very faint, but we had one little sun diver right there. Okay, one more time. It's starting right about here and goes to here. Okay, then as we progress further through that a little bit more, let's zoom out a little too close there. Okay, now just pulled up over here a little bit better. Okay, now here comes our second sun diver right here, and it's much brighter. It's got a stronger tail on it, and then that was the last frame. So here we have two sun diving comets amongst all this M-class solar activity. I believe that maybe we're coming into another debris field or something, as smaller objects like this that are causing all these M-class solar flares. And to have 23 of them in the course of 48 hours is unprecedented, you guys. I'm wondering if we're going to start having X flares kicking out next, because we're getting darn close to it. And to have that many M flares, you know, maybe we'll have one or two a month if we're lucky, but to have that many of them within the course of 2 days is a big uptick in activity. And that's something I monitor too, is, you know, our lulls in activity, and then also our increases in pickup in activity, especially this one. This one's a little concerning because the sun's just popping off all kinds of stuff. We got solar sunspots all over the sun. We also have what was I going to say? The sunspots on the sun, but we also have coronal holes and stuff that are spinning around too. So we have a lot of activity. The sun is brightening up, and all this activity is like intensifying. So that kind of tells me we have other objects in the region of the sun here that are going to be causing more activity. And like I said, I'm watching these little streaks right here, and possibly this big dark patch. There's something back here. Something's eating up all the light right here or something. So A lot going on in this one here, and I'm going to put it back into motion here. And you can see we have inflow stuff still going. We have these spires up top that are, you know, separating and dividing, and then new ones forming. Watch this one as something comes up to it and goes down. It separates right about here. Part of it goes up and part of it goes down. So we have another one of these separation events right on this spike right there. So just the oddest activity. We have another double shot, incoming comets. So a lot of activity going on with the sun, and I have a feeling if this is, you know, just the beginning, you know, what are we in store for? Hopefully I'm wrong and it calms down. I want to be able to continue on with my series that I was doing, and I figured I'd do it while we had a little lull in the activity on the sun, but the sun decided to interrupt my series and start spitting out all kinds of M-class flares. So to have 23 of them is it's just unprecedented. Like I said, I can't, you know, express how important that is, that uptick in activity. And then when I see these little jets forming and squirting out of the sun, it looks like the sun's reacting to something inbound or something that's coming that way. So anyways, just had to report this to you guys. This was December 16th today, 2022, and our sun is going off, man. It is going crazy. So that's it for tonight. I'll be keeping an eye on this closely for you, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see some side effects from some of this activity here on Earth. You know, we're already seeing some side effects from the last pass of the object, the Nibiru type object that came off over here, but I'm just worried. This is getting me a little concerned. This activity is just picking up at a rate that's a little alarming. So that's it for tonight. I love you all. God bless you all. And until my next video, bye.